This USCIS notice makes no sense. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. I can't tell you how often people come on our Immigration Answers show or leave a comment in the YouTube comments saying, Jim, I got this weird notice. What in the hell does it mean? It's really crazy when you think about it. Some of the notices that our clients have received or that our friends of the show have received, I'm going to go through some of those to give you examples of just what head-scratching mistakes USCIS makes in these notices that they send out. Now, here's the thing you need to understand. There are paper notices and there are online notices. So when you file a new case, you can expect that from time to time you're going to receive mail from USCIS. And that mail usually consists of a receipt notice, which means that your case is now underway. It has your priority date. It shows your alien number, it shows your case number, and it shows you when USCIS received your case. The next notice you should get is a biometrics notice. This is your fingerprint notice saying, hey, you need to come down to the local field office or service center to get your fingerprints done. Or it says, hey, we have your biometrics captured. We don't need you to come down to USCIS to do that. So that's the next notice in paper form that you're usually going to get next. The next one would be your interview notice. So if you're applying for citizenship, it'd be your N-400 interview notice, your testing notice, and then if you're applying for a green card, you're going to get a interview notice most likely at USCIS for that green card interview. Then the last piece of mail that you can expect to get in paper form from USCIS would be either your approval notice, which means that you are being welcomed to the United States to get your green card and that your green card should come in a separate piece of mail, or your oath ceremony if it's naturalization for which you've applied. So those are the types of mail notices that we get. And those are the ones that you should only get. You shouldn't get other notices other than those in paper form. When it comes to online updates, that's sort of the wild, wild west. I believe that if you sign up for electronic alerts on the USCIS website, you get notified just about whenever anything happens. So anytime a case moves from one phase to another, there's an online update and you can get a text message or an email alerting you of the recent development. Now, this is really where people get the crazy notices. And we're going to talk about some of those notices, but we get crazy paper notices, we get crazy electronic notices, and the one thing I want you to understand is that you must chill. You must chill. Don't read too much into these notices, whether they be in paper form or in electronic form. At the end of the day, what we're talking about is a big old bureaucracy. And that big old bureaucracy involves some human being clicking boxes. And if you think of the notices that you receive as the result of a box clicked, then you're going to understand how the USCIS handles your case and why you might be getting some notices that you shouldn't be going. It almost always means that some USCIS official clicked a box when they shouldn't have if you get a notice that you shouldn't receive. Does that make sense? That every time you're getting a notice of something incorrect, it's because of box clicking or online updating by an officer. It could be a QR code scan or a barcode scan. Something's happening at the agency which results in this notice coming to you. Now, my favorite type of incorrect notices are when someone they get 3 pieces of mail on the same day. And this actually happens a lot. They'll have a pending case, they'll have received their receipt notice, they've completed their biometrics, and then they get 3 envelopes in one day. And they open them up, and one says, your interview's been scheduled. The second one says, your interview's been descheduled. And then the third one says, your interview's been rescheduled. Or it might even say that your interview's been scheduled and you get actually 2 duplicates of the other one. So when you get those 3 notices, just like the other incorrect notices that we're going to talk about, it becomes your responsibility to deal with that. But let's talk first about some of the other mistaken notices that we've received. The next notice we receive from time to time are biometrics notices. We will receive biometrics notices where they'll say, hey, we already have your biometrics captured. We don't need you to come in. And then 3 or 4 months will go by, and then they'll send you a notice saying that you need to get your biometrics notice completed. That's absolutely crazy. That's another one that we see. We've also had clients receive not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 biometrics notices all for the same day. You know, Al Gore said famously back around 2000 that the federal government was going to become paperless. The USCIS with these incorrect notices is keeping the paper industry alive. They're killing trees left and right. And one of the ways they do that is by sending biometrics notices 4 times in a row. I was talking to my team about some erroneous notices that we have received, and Adela told me about some poor bastard the other day who received an interview notice for his green card interview, went to his green card interview, passed his green card interview, got approved for his green card, received his green card in the mail, and then he received a new interview notice. Now, what do you do when that happens? It's absolutely ridiculous. And so those are the paper mistakes that we've seen, the notices in paper form that have come to our clients. And I'm sure all of our viewers can tell us other stories about other ways that they've received funny notices. And maybe we should make a joke book about all the weird paper notices that USCIS has sent. Now, when it comes to electronic notices, that's even worse. We're seeing electronic notices for all kinds of reasons that make no sense at all, where people's cases seem to get thrown back into some earlier stage or earlier phase, and it really doesn't make any sense. And again, when you receive these notices, whether in paper form or electronic form, you must chill. I wouldn't get too worked up about it. I wouldn't get too upset about it. I would be focused on the prize and focused on getting the immigration benefit or cleaning up the record if, like that poor guy, already received his green card. So in these scenarios, what you need to do is first go to sleep, take a nap, wait until the next day to deal with it. Don't do it when you're all mad and angry. The next thing you do is you call USCIS. And whenever you call an agency like the IRS or USCIS, you want to write down the time you called, the name you called. They'll give you a badge number. You want to write all that stuff down. And you want to keep very good notes about what happened. And you want to document what happened. Because when you're done with this phone call, you're going to send a letter to USCIS and say, hey, you sent me 4 biometrics notices for 4 different days. I'm going to go to the first one. And what else should I do about these other ones? You want to make clear that you're documenting their absurd behavior, because this might become important later if you receive a notice of intent to deny or an actual denial of your case. You need to document the process. You need to document your role in it. And you, most importantly, need to document the fact that you let them know of their errors. Because here's the thing. It's such a bureaucracy that if they're making mistakes on your case, that falls on you, even though it was their mistake. So if you get an interview notice that's scheduled, descheduled, and rescheduled, you want to show up and talk to the people at USCIS. You want to document it. You want to give them every opportunity to correct their mistakes and to fix things, because it's your case and you don't want to have to refile. You want your case to get approved. You don't want to get stuck because of these clickety-click mistakes. You want to make sure that your case stays on track, and the best way to do that is to think with a clear head, let things settle, contact the agency, and then document it with a follow-up letter with certified mail or Federal Express in a way that you can document that you did in fact respond. So at the end of the day, when you get these goofball notices, don't worry about it too much. Just make sure that you document it and everything should be okay. If you're about ready to go through the immigration process and you're thinking about hiring an immigration lawyer, give us a call, 314-961-8200. If you're looking for free resources, we have a ton of them. The first one is our YouTube channel. So this channel has over 1,500 YouTube videos. You can learn all kinds of stuff about the immigration process. You can get almost all your questions answered by searching on our YouTube channel. You also have the ability to join me a few times a week on our Immigration Answer Show, which we publish here on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook group, Immigrant Home. Speaking of Immigrant Home, if you're not a member of Immigrant Home, I encourage you to join right away. There are a lot of immigration advocates and friends of immigrants and immigrants in that group who want to help you make a good decision if you're thinking about going it on your own. Finally, if you want to get a hold of us, you can call us, as I said, 314-961-8200, or you can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.